Hey y'all, I have a very important question for you. Are you solving the right problem in your business? So many times we as entrepreneurs, because I've done it too, really put a lot of effort and focus into solving the wrong problem. And then we end up being really disappointed because we're not getting the results that we really want. So I'm going to share a few examples with you of ways that people are solving the wrong problem and some questions to ask yourself so that you can really get to the root of what is your actual problem. So, one of the things that you may be questioning is, why isn't my marketing working? And then, whatever this is for you specifically, you want to dig into it and ask yourself some very important questions, because a lot of times we think that something's not working and we're trying to solve the problem, so we keep on doing different things, especially when it comes to marketing and strategy, but we're not actually getting very clear on if we even have a problem. Maybe you don't even have a problem. Um, so the first thing is, like, whatever it is that you feel like is not working. Let's just use Facebook videos like this, for example. You may have a group and post videos and spend a lot of time figuring out what it is you're going to talk about and all of these kind of things, and feel like, well, no one is watching and no one is listening, and this is probably not even working for me. So my question is, how do you know? What are you comparing it to? What does working for you actually look like? And how are you tracking those results? Because usually when I ask really specific questions like that, people are like, I don't know. So it's more of a feeling that it's not working, but it's not based on actual evidence. It's not based on actual results. And I was wondering, like, how these videos are actually doing, versus like how much time I put into it and all of that good stuff. So I went into a group where this person has about 15,000 people inside of her group. And I looked to see how many views she was getting on her videos. So if you looked at the amount of views compared to the amount of views I get, it would look like, oh man, this is not working. But when you do the math and you look at the percentage that she has, we have a similar percentage. So that's what I mean by looking at specific things to see first, do you even have a problem? What exactly is not working? So based on that one little thing, I couldn't say, well, these videos don't work. It's more like, if I want to get more views, how can I do something a little bit different? Can I make sure that I do them at the same time every week, which is almost literally impossible for me right now, it seems. Should I create an event around each one? Should I tag people in the comments, which I sometimes do? So you want to look at those kind of things, because otherwise you're just solving the wrong problem. So you may think, these videos aren't working for me, even though based on your percentage, they're performing just as well as other people. You just don't have as big of an audience. Then you may scrap it and not do it at all and be like, oh, well, I guess Facebook groups just aren't for me, right? And so you're not solving the right problem. You are just continuing to move farther and farther away from your goals because, again, you're not solving the right problem. Another one that comes up a lot is, well, I don't have time for that. But if we're doing real talk here, we know that we always, excuse me, we always find time to do the things that we really want to do. So the bigger question is, why does this not feel like a priority to me? Is it because you, excuse me, is it because you just don't like what you're doing? Is there something about the process that feels really hard? So my favorite questions here are just that. What is it about this that I don't look forward to doing? What is it about this particular thing that I do like to do? Let's just say it's reels, and you like reels, but you feel like it's, you're just not doing it. And so you say, well, I just don't really have time to do it, but you are sure that you really like to do them. So then in that case, it's probably the process. So the next question you want to ask yourself is, how can I make this be easy? So maybe you're spending a whole lot of time trying to find the perfect song, or maybe there's a portion of this that you could hand off to your VA, or maybe you could just make less reels. So maybe you could show up consistently and make one reel a week, but you can't consistently show up and make 3. And a lot of times our brains are like, well, if I can't do this consistently, we'll just forget the whole thing, right? So those are some really good questions to ask yourself because, again, you want to make sure that you're solving the right problem. You may get a ton of traction on Instagram using Reels. And so this is not something that you want to throw out because you do enjoy it. You just need to refine the process. This week's episode of the Magnetic Entrepreneur podcast is all about how do you discover if you have a mindset problem or a marketing problem. So this is another huge one where people can spend a lot of time, put a lot of energy into solving the wrong problem. For example, if you constantly think, well, I just can't market my business. I don't like marketing. I don't like sales. I don't like Instagram, and on and on and on. Like, your problem is not marketing. Marketing is not your enemy. Your problem is your mindset. Because if you are excited about your business, if you knew that, like, hands down, you are helping people, why wouldn't you want to talk about it? It almost freaks me out and equally makes me sad when people are like, I hate sales. I hate marketing. If you hate sales and marketing, your business is never going to grow. And I know that the real problem between not liking sales and marketing means that you aren't 100% sold on yourself and your business. So if you are wondering if maybe you could not be solving the right problem in your business, if you're wondering, well, do I really have trouble on Instagram? Am I having a hard time standing out? Or is this just a mindset issue? For me, then I highly encourage you to check out this week's episode of the Magnetic Entrepreneur Podcast, and I will drop a link below in this video so that you can check it out.